Grind Music Radio. We are here with my man DJ P Money from New Zealand.
What up?
Straight from overseas. International connection we got here. P Money is that's our peoples, man.
Yeah.
You know, we had a connection through Kirk Harden and a lot of people in New Zealand, and you know, ever since, well, you just told me a couple of days ago, it's been what eight years. 8 years I knew this guy.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy,
too,
man.
Right? Yeah, 8 years, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
So
a long time.
he's been back and forth from New York to LA, and now he's out here. 8 years, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Time flies, man.
Yeah. So he's a very good friend of Grind Music. I like to say he's like the extended family of Grind Music.
Definitely.
And now to reiterate again, he's out here because he got a deal now with Duck Down Records for his artist
David Dallas.
Yep. And tell him about that deal. Tell how did the deal happen?
Basically, like myself and a good friend of mine, Andy Murnane, we put our companies together recently. He has Dawn Raid Entertainment, I have Dirty Management. So the two of us have combined, and using our combined resources, we're able to take our artists from New Zealand and bring them to the US, and David is the first one. And we got a licensing deal with Duck Down, so we're partnering with them to release David's music in the US and globally.
So coming from New Zealand, what producers influenced you from New York or just from the States, period? And just to let people know, he's made platinum records. You say 4 times platinum in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He's been on. He's a huge producer in New Zealand. So shout out to the NZ. But who here influenced you?
Man, it was really New York hip hop that got me from day one. The first thing that got me interested in beats was the Bomb Squad. Like all the Public Enemy stuff. I was a huge Public Enemy fan. So I was really deep into trying to find out how they put all these crazy sounds together. Prince Paul, with the early De La stuff, and then the RZA was a huge influence with the entire Wu-Tang movement. His sound, the DITC, everybody involved.
Who's the biggest hip hop artist from New York or from the States in New Zealand? Like who you say had the biggest impact on like the overall scope of the sound in New Zealand? Is there 1 or 2 people?
I'd say of modern times it'd just be Jay-Z and the Rockefeller movement from like the Blueprint album, like that kind of era.
Okay.
That definitely had a big impact, and then onto like Diplomats with some of their stuff as well.
So soul.
Yeah, soul samples. Kanye, as a producer, like Kanye and Just Blaze, those are big influences on a lot of kids back home, beats wise.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a little bit older, so I was listening to a lot of producers before they were even on the scene, and their sound matched what I was getting into and doing at the same time. But of course, they're on a big scale. But those guys,
on the show, you're not different from anybody else that comes on the show. So everybody that comes in this room, they always have to give their top 5 producers.
Top 5.
So we need to know who's P Money's top 5 producers.
Okay. DJ Premier, Timbaland.
Okay.
Yep. Man, I want to make like this amazing list.
Nah,
yeah.
Let's flow.
Yeah. Man, Kanye. Man, Dilla. And to be fair, Sean C and LV, Grind Music. I'm saying to be fair for people at home who think I'm saying it just because I'm on the show. But those times when I first came to New York and I stayed with you guys and saw how you made music, it really inspired me, and I learned a lot of things, and it also just made me know I was on the right track. Because I see it in the previous part of the interview, how I was making beats at home and I didn't have any peers, like dudes to go around your house and go, yo, I made this and they made this. But I could do that with you guys.
Right.
So, maybe you have friends that you used to collaborate with. I mean, you have each other, right?
Right, exactly.
So that was like my first experience of that.
Wow.
So that's why I'm saying, to be fair, Grind Music was very influential. Yeah.
All right, so you don't think you got to say just because you're on the show.
But I appreciate it.
We'll take the compliment.
Yeah.
So that's dope,
Just take
man.
the compliments. Cool.
I appreciate that, man. So.